Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode on the C podcast with its new series on Excon 2023. Today, I'm delighted to host Mr. BKR Prasad from Tata Hitachi on this show. Just to tell briefly about Mr. Prasad, Mr. Prasad is the General Manager Marketing at Tata Hitachi. By education, he is a mechanical engineer from the Osmania University, Hyderabad, and a postgraduate degree in management from the XLRI Jamshedpur. He has been part of the Tata Hitachi for over 25 years, holding key assignments in the area of sales, marketing, product development. With his vast and in-depth knowledge about the construction equipment industry, coupled with deep understanding of customer pulse, has led to strategic initiatives in the area of product development, marketing strategies, and introduction of successful products which help consolidating Tata Hitachi's leadership in the Indian construction equipment industry. Mr. Prasad, so glad to have you on this show and to begin the new series on Excon 2023. Welcome to the show. To start our conversation, I would request you to tell us briefly about Tata Hitachi, its business interest in India, uh, a brief about Tata Hitachi.
So, thank you, Dr. Mishra, for connecting with us on this platform. Uh, Tata Hitachi, as you already know, we are the leaders in the hydraulic excavator segment in India. So that's a business which we have been pursuing for a long time under partnership with Hitachi. If I were to take you back to a small journey of Tata Hitachi, we started way back in 1961 as a small division under the then Telco, Tata Engineering and Locomotive Company Limited, Telco. We started with the locomotives. The locomotive division was the foundation for the construction equipment, which evolved into construction equipment business subsequently. Way back in 1961 in Jamshedpur in a small shed. And we were dabbling with rope shovels and locomotives for some years. The engagement with Hitachi Construction Machinery, HCM Japan, took roots in 1984 through a technology collaboration agreement with them, which is when we brought in the hydraulic excavator concept into Indian market. From then, this joint venture between Tata Motors and Hitachi Construction Machinery, Japan, 84 to 2023. It is, and I'm very happy to point out or make a note of it here, that this is probably the longest standing joint venture in the Indian history.
Fantastic.
No other equipment category, whether be it automobile, be it two-wheelers, be it four-wheelers, commercial vehicles, you don't have any joint venture standing together, working hand in hand for such a long time. Most of these foreign companies have entered India through an Indian arm, and over the next decade or so, or 2 decades, you have seen both partners splitting and forming their own business ventures. But I think Tata Hitachi is probably the only name in India where both the joint venture partners are committed into this company, and that I think is the biggest strength for this outfit, which today goes by the name of Tata Hitachi. We have two very strong parents, Tata Motors, who bring in the value of leadership with trust, and Hitachi Construction Machinery, which provides the cutting edge technology, and their tagline is reliable solutions. So we have a reliable solution coupled with the trust factor of Tata Hitachi, which is what has put this brand team into the leadership position continuously, despite several competitions coming and challenging us over the years. In terms of the, that's the brief journey of Tata Hitachi as a brand. If we were to move further in terms of our evolution, we started with the Jamshedpur factory. The next unit which came up was in Dharwad in 1998, and we have the Kharagpur, the new factory in Kharagpur, which came up in 2009. And about a couple of years ago, we vacated completely from our Jamshedpur. So currently, as we speak, there are two manufacturing units. 125 campus in Kharagpur. Incidentally, Kharagpur 250-acre campus happens to be the largest construction equipment manufacturing facility for any CE player in South Asia.
Fantastic.
In terms of the product portfolio, we define, we have organized ourselves into various business verticals. We have the construction vertical, which caters to the largest portion of the business, which starts from 10-ton excavators going up to the 40-ton class excavators and the 3-ton payload wheel loaders. That's the construction or the infra range, as we call it, which caters to about 90% of our top line for Tata Hitachi uh, in terms of the volumes. The balance is, we have the compact vertical, which is from starting from 2-ton excavators to the 7-ton excavators, plus the backhoe loaders. This product category portfolio is handled by the compact vertical, and then the third vertical we have is the mining, which is 45-ton class category excavators going upwards. The largest that we have sold in India is the 250 tonner, but we have 360 tonner and upwards also from Hitachi, which can be offered to the Indian customers. Plus, the 5-ton wheel loader also is categorized under the mining vertical. So these are the three business drivers for Tata Hitachi, the business verticals. We have one export vertical, which of course today exports is a very small portion of our business volumes because we are largely restricted by the territory which has been offered to us by Hitachi. So, however, we do a lot of contract manufacturing where the HCM's global requirement is catered to from our Kharagpur factory. We manufacture machines and badge them as the Hitachi products, which Hitachi picks up from our Kharagpur factory and then distributes through their dealer network in various geographies. So these are the four verticals as far as the volumes equipment is concerned. Then we have separate business lines for parts and services. That is one another vertical. And recently, we have also ventured into used equipment and remanufacturing facilities. So this is how we cater to the requirements of our customers, right from pre-sale to post-sale, and the used equipment also caters to the disposal requirement of the customers. So the complete buying cycle of customer we cover through our various business verticals. In terms of the volumes, I think we have done. The last peak that we saw was more than 9,000 equipments we sold. I think in the year 2018. Last year we did over 7,000 machines between all the various product portfolios that we are talking about: excavators, wheel loaders, backhoe loaders, and dump trucks. Then current year, of course, is quite promising. The business has been growing at a good, healthy, 10 plus growth rate we have witnessed on hydraulic excavators so far. And backhoe loaders is growing at about 30 plus percentage points. Wheel loaders is, very close to the excavators, again at about 10% range. So this year looks promising. So we have had a healthy first half of the year, and we are looking at a very robust H2 of the also for the current year. So we are looking at a possible new high at the end of this year. And Excon definitely should be playing a significant role in revving up this market further.
So what's a probable number you're looking at, and a probable top line number, if it is okay with you to share?
See, we are a privately held company, so the financials is something that we don't
Okay,
discuss in the public domain. We are not allowed to. I hope you will be able to appreciate that.
I understand that.
But in terms of the volumes, I can somewhere definitely tell you that the last year, as I said, we did more than 7,000 units. This year, we are looking at at least 15% growth over that, 15 to 20% growth over the last year's closing. So yes, we seem to be geared sufficiently enough to scale that number.
And how do you see the C market as such? I mean, are you seeing the construction equipment industry as such is also growing at that level of 15 to 20%?
See, as I mentioned just now, just a while ago, excavators YTD growth is in the excess of 10% compared to last year's closing.
You
Wheel
mean
loaders,
for Hitachi or for the
I'm
industry?
talking about the industry. I'm
Oh,
talking about the
industry.
industry.
Okay.
The excavator industry in India is growing. The YTD growth is about 10% over the previous year. Of course, mind you, we in Tata Hitachi, we are talking of the calendar year.
Yeah.
Different players in India, some people, sorry, we are
You're
talking
talking about the financial
financial
year.
year. I'm
Yeah.
talking financial year. There
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
people who work on calendar year. There are some players who work on calendar
But I
year.
think by and large, the ICMA follows the calendar, I mean, the financial year. Right?
Financial year, yes. ICMA follows the financial year and so does Tata Hitachi.
Correct.
So on a financial year basis, the industry YTD growth rate is in the excess of 10%, both for excavators and wheel loaders.
Okay.
And backhoe loaders, surprisingly, is growing like at the growth rate is over 30%.
Hmm.
Right.
Okay.
So we are, definitely that is the opportunity available for all the players in India.
Absolutely.
The bulk of the excavator growth actually is coming in from the mini excavators.
Wow.
While
Okay.
mini excavators is witnessing an explosive growth in the market,
Which is
uh,
approximately?
almost about 25% on a CIGR basis over the last 4 years. If you see, it is growing tremendously.
Hmm.
There is a huge acceptance of mini excavators. The market has developed very well in the southern part of the country.
Hmm.
But the good part is thanks to these, Har Ghar Jal and other those water supply
Projects.
programs by the government of India. There is a good demand for the mini excavator shaping up in the rest of the country also.
Great.
Because those kind of small rural areas, rural villages where this water pipeline has to be dug, your conventional machines are not able to have the access into those areas, and mini excavators have found a very good acceptance there. So
Hmm.
that has supported a good explosive growth for the mini excavators. So overall, I think yes, we are witnessing a good, healthy growth in the market so far. Definitely, yes. The We do have a few blind spots in terms of the 4 or 5 major states getting into polls
Hmm.
this quarter, and next quarter, of course, could see an impact of the announcement of the national general elections.
Correct.
Once those election dates are announced, there could be some impact on the code of conduct and all kicking in.
Correct.
So there could be some moderation of the demand. But overall, we definitely there should be this 22, 23, 24 definitely should be a year with a positive year end over the
Hmm.
previous year.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, you mentioned about you know the mini excavators doing well down south and now expanding elsewhere. I think traditionally West and South have been always the early adapters as far as new thing is concerned. And
Yes,
I guess that is something which is trending out in the sea industry as well. Yeah,
yes. See, what has happens is if you go back to the mini excavators, specifically with that, if I were to speak, the first state to adopt this was Kerala.
correct.
For all the obvious reasons, the right reasons, because of the terrain there, they needed a machine which can maneuver in those narrow roads. And also, most of the terrain is hilly, so they needed a machine which can work without much of an issue on hilly terrains. So mini excavator fitted the bill, very very comfortably for them.
Correct.
So they started, they were the early adopters. And then we saw that trend shifting into the states of adjoining states of Tamil Nadu and also in Kerala. Kerala, the entire coastal belt again happens to be
You mean
a
Karnataka, coastal Karnataka?
coastal Karnataka happens to be a hilly terrain. So there again, these machines started getting very quick acceptance. So that's what led to the development of the market here. And the rest of the country is, of course, largely because of the Har Ghar Jal project. There,
Mm,
the timelines were very tight. Labor availability and cost was an issue. Plus, any other known alternate equipment was having maneuverability issues there in that territory. So all
mm.
this led to a rapid expansion of the demand for these models.
Correct, absolutely. And you rightly mentioned, I think the financial year 20 to 23, 24, just before the other national elections kick in, I think before that, you will be able to garner all the numbers as an industry. And so far, the way it is, I think 15-20% growth there across in major part of the industry, if you look at overall. So I'm sure the rest of the months, and as you rightly said, I think Excon 2023 is going to be a big plus for this purpose in this industry.
Correct.
And
Right.
now coming to 2023, Excon 2023, which is the 12th edition. I mean, we are expecting, I think, a much bigger display area, probably at least 20-30% more number of visitors thanks to post-COVID scenario, and happening at the right time. I think December, normally this late November, December is the great time for the Excon to happen.
Yes.
So I think the industry is looking forward to this. And take us through your plan for Excon 2023 in terms of what is your broad plan, what you're planning to do, and how many machines you're going to display, and so on.
See, Excon, we have been a part of Excon since its inception, and we definitely value it as a place where you can showcase all your newer technologies, your products that can be offered to the customers. We have always found that Excon as a brand has really grown in its size and stature over the years. The any all the stakeholders of within the CE space connect with Excon very well, and definitely yes, it is an area where we can engage with all kinds of stakeholders. The customers definitely who turn up large in numbers, vendors. Then you have the participation from the government side. There's a big then there's a big draw from the defense,
Hmm.
who come and visit these stalls. Financiers play a major role. Plus, all these we have a huge turnout in terms of the foreign vendors,
Hmm.
who come in and set up their shops. So overall, I think this is a very good platform where you can engage with every possible stakeholder in the industry. And Tata Hitachi has always been playing a leading role in terms of using Excon to, connect with all the stakeholders concerned. We are normally in the outdoor, so we continue to be in outdoor in this edition also in the orange lot. OD5 is where we are, about 2,000 square meters of area is what we are covering. We have a very large lineup of exhibits. More than 15 exhibits will be there on display, which will be a mix of our standard conventional machines that we have been selling, which the customers know about. There are a lot of new features that we have introduced. So you will see the popular Tata Hitachi range of equipment in their new avatar with a new branding that we will be launching with Excon. I would not at this point in time like to divulge too many details of it,
I know.
but then for all the obvious reasons. But then the customers definitely can expect to see. We Tata Hitachi, as you know, has been a very old brand in India, so we have a very strong customer connect. So during all our engagements, there are a lot of requirements that we keep gathering from our customers, and this Excon we will be able to showcase all the listening learning that we have captured from our customers. They have got translated into the product features and product specifications. Several improvements that are coming up which we will be able to showcase here. So that's on one part of it.
Okay.
The other area is yes, definitely there will be a variety of attachments that
Mm.
we will be showcasing. Traditionally, the Indian market has been known for the standard configuration machines rolling out of the factories. But of late, if you see, there is a good demand for customized machines.
Mm-hmm.
And in our opinion, the future in this country will the growth drivers will largely tomorrow will be coming out of these customized machines.
Mm-hmm.
So, so there is a huge array of attachments and customized machines that we will be showcasing at Excon. We
When you say
are
customized, what exactly you mean? Is it basically with respect to particular application?
Yeah. So there are a lot of variety of attachments that are coming in, which cater to various kinds of application end use.
Okay. Okay.
Typically when we say attachments, we think about rock breakers, but that is
Mm.
what the market not typically knows. But then there is a huge lot of a variety of attachments where the machine can be used for various a very very specific application, which is for instance, if I were to give you an example,
Mm.
one big demand driver in the market today is you have the new vehicle disposal system which
Mm-hmm.
has been launched by initiated by the government of India, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, more beyond 20 years, the machine has to be scrapped. So there is a drive that all the commercial vehicle dealers of various automobile manufacturers, the dealers are now working towards setting up their remanufacturing or remanufacturing facilities,
Okay.
right? So we are coming up with an application specific model to
Mm-hmm.
cater to this requirement.
That's very good. Okay.
So, so that is a fully customized machine. Apart from
Mm.
that, there are a lot of a variety of attachments that we are showcasing there, which are towards waste management, which are
Mm.
towards solid waste management, towards recycling. There are various themes around which we are coming up with these attachments. So that's going to be a big draw. Of course, we also have an exclusive section on spare parts
Mm-hmm.
where promoting the usage benefits of using genuine parts, genuine filters, genuine oils. So there's one section on that. So yes, very very excited because we are showcasing a lot of exhibits which are all tuned towards the benefiting the customer and making sure that the customer's payback or his ROI improves.
Okay.
So
Now that we are probably looking at the new emission norms coming up probably sometime next year. So with respect to that, are we going to see something new coming from your portfolio now on a display? Probably you may not be ready to sell right now, but is there any plan like that?
see, on excavators, as you may already be aware, we don't have any regulatory norms still kicked in
Correct.
India.
Correct.
Wheeled equipment, currently the industry is following the BS4 norms.
Correct.
There is a notification for BS5 norms to be kicking in from 1st April 2024. The industry association has requested for reschedulement of this. It is under discussion with the ministry. We don't have a notification out as yet. Uh, However, this so in the back end, we are making sure that the entire wheeled equipment is gearing up for the meeting the BS5 regulations as of now. But in this particular edition of Excon, we will our wheeled equipment will stay put with the BS4 as far as the emission norms are concerned. But apart from that, we have several other features that are built into this machine, which will translate or flow into the new BS5 machines also. So those features will be on display. We'll be
Okay.
talking about them. We'll be showcasing those features. But the emission norms will continue to be the engines that are powering this equipment will continue to be at the current BS4 level.
Okay.
There is also a big drive towards alternate fuels.
Mm-hmm.
Last edition of Excon,
Yes.
we had a CNG powered backhoe loader which was on display.
Yes.
There is also a lot of traction in the market. I would, if I can use that word, or enthusiasm, or a lot of talks in terms of the electric powered machines as an alternative. There is a lot of work happening on the hydrogen cell as an alternate fuel. Uh, See, all these, while we have the necessary technology to offer, I think we personally feel that we are still some time and distance away from the uh, commercial
Implementation of.
commercialization of these technologies
Mm-hmm.
in India, right? Because be it CNG, be it battery powered excavators, in terms of availability of the charging infrastructure for electrics or CNG refill, I think we are far from those situations still.
Mm.
So commercialization will still take some time. But in terms of the making a statement to the market that yes, we have the necessary wherewithal, we will have some displays to make a statement that as a OEM we have the technology within Tata Hitachi and also with the backup from Hitachi construction machinery. We will have some displays on at Excon.
Okay. You earlier mentioned about specific attachments for different applications. Now we know that I think from the Government of India policy, there's a lot of focus on road network as well as the railways. I think almost similar kind of investments in both the sectors. So, are you also looking at some applications with respect to railways as well?
In fact, we have already selling some solutions.
Okay.
For the dedicated rail freight corridor (DFC), they
Mm-hmm.
needed an excavator or a solution to lay the rails, the
Okay.
steel rails. So we have modified one of our flagship models is the Tata Hitachi EX200LC. So
Okay.
we have modified that equipment for laying of the rails, and
Okay.
we have sold a few machines, and they are successfully already working in that application.
Okay.
The other major application coming out of these railways expansion projects is the poles for electrification.
Mm-hmm.
They need something. So we have auger attachments, which can be mounted on our excavators for drilling those holes for the electrification lines. So
Okay.
some of the augers will be on display. Yeah, so we are already providing some solutions, and those also will be on display here.
Okay. That's great. Okay. And of course, Hitachi continues to be a leader on the excavators. So you have your own loyal set of customers, but it's a great opportunity, Excon, as we all know, to also garner a lot of competitive customers to bring in to your stall. So Is there any specific plan for you in terms of targeting such audience for Excon?
Okay, customers may buy from us or customers may not buy from us, right? But one
Yes,
thing is, they cannot and they do not ignore Tata Hitachi. So we'll certainly
definitely. Definitely.
we definitely will have the all the visitors, business visitors, visiting Excon will definitely touch us. We are very confident about it, and that has been our past experience as well. But yes, in terms of making Tata Hitachi more attractive and getting them into their buying consideration, yes, we will be having enough. We'll be working together with our financial partners, with our dealers, to make sure that we roll out certain schemes, attractive schemes, so that whether they are competition buyers or there are large market in India is still first time buyers and first time users. Even to attract them, we will have prominent Excon related schemes running not only at the Excon ground, but we concurrently run this scheme across the country, across our dealerships, their outlets, and Tata Hitachi. And there will be running campaigns running on social media as well. That's another very big, strong medium, emerging medium. So we'll be running these campaigns across to make sure that Tata Hitachi not only provides a trouble-free equipment, but we'll try to make it a little more sweeter for the customers to join Tata Hitachi.
So the scheme is likely to be launched sometime nearer to the event, or you're planning to do it sometime probably after this month?
Uh, See, we have on an ongoing basis, we have various financial schemes going
Right.
on. Right now, as we speak, we are running a Diwali scheme because November was the month of Diwali. Last month we had Dashara, so we had some schemes around Dashara. This month we have around Diwali. The next month we'll have something called as an Excon scheme. So
Correct.
we will announce it at the beginning of the month, and the validity will get extended towards the end of the month, and there will be a high decibel voice noise that will be made around the Excon days. That's how things typically work for us.
Okay. You mentioned that you have been part of all the Excons since the first one. So have you been able to track how things are in terms of, let's say, number of visitors turnout, or the, I don't know whether you're able to measure the ROI of these events in terms of really converting into business? Is there some intelligence which is captured? You may not share everything, but in terms of percentage, if you are willing to talk.
Uh, okay, so this is a question which is often debated,
Hmm.
right? ROI.
I know.
But I think our take on this is very clear that these exhibitions, yes, they do. We every Excon edition, we see as the industry spiking up. Okay, in the month of Excon, you see that both the backhoe loader and the excavator and the wheel loader industry, it witnesses a spike. Now, there are a lot of people who are looking for answers whether whether they can associate that spike to the because of the exhibition per se. Uh, our answer is both yes and no. Yes, in the sense, see what happens is typically the customers, since we have gone through a few cycles of this, Excon, it draws a lot of crowd from across the country. So, and the customers have also now got a taste that this is the time when there will be financiers will sweeten the deal, OEMs will sweeten the deal. So typically, we have seen postponement of business from the pre-Excon month, then preponement of business from the post-Excon month.
Correct.
So if you see there is push from both the sides, which is what results into a spike in business in the month of Excon. But if you look at the quarterly average, pre-Excon, month of Excon, post the month of, if you look at the the average of all the 3 months, I don't think the figure will be very different. So as far as the business volumes is concerned, it is this preponement or postponement which leads to a spike. But otherwise, I think very objectively speaking, Excon is a platform where the customers are also coming to see what is the newer technologies, what are the new products, what are the new features that are coming in. This is a platform to showcase what are all the new products, new features that you are packaging your machine with. This is a platform where you can gather very good customer feedback.
Yes.
You showcase what you have with you in terms of the new set of features and specifications and offerings. Customer is, when he is visiting Excon, the customer also comes with a different kind of a mindset. He is
Hmm.
also coming to explore what's new, right?
Right.
And customer is not really coming here with a commercial mindset. The
Hmm.
customer is also, his thinking is also tuned towards what's new, or what are the kind of challenges that the customer faces at site. And he's also trying with that mindset to find those solutions. So we see Excon more as a platform where you can trade and exchange ideas, thoughts, than the business cycle.
Yeah,
And
definitely a great opportunity for brand building and creating a great perception about your brand. That definitely is, yeah, and it would be difficult to really measure that uh, because the impact can be on a long-term basis.
true, true, true.
Right.
Those who are looking for an ROI, in my opinion, are very myopic in their thinking.
I know, but then I think the top persons or the owners of any organization have to look at probably the spending and versus that what we are able to get out of it. Yeah, I mean, at different levels, probably the objectives are different. Yeah, but then at the same time, as you mentioned, this is the best, one of the best of its kind in the Southeast Asia in terms of showcasing your power, in terms of your product, your knowledge about your organization as such. A serious player in the construction equipment field cannot actually avoid it because this is a great opportunity to really showcase everything about you and create that brand perception. And of course, in the process, you will also make some business. It's
Correct.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I have hopefully answered your question. I'm yet not able to convince my CFO. No, my CFO always comes back to me with ROI. That's on
Yes,
the lighter.
yes, yes.
Yeah. So you're right in your observation.
Okay. So, as you mentioned, I think this spike actually happens primarily because I think the customer also now knows the Indian customers have understood that something good is going to come during Excon. So they try to postpone the previous month
Either
purchase
prepone
and
or postpone. Correct.
prepone. With respect to that, you also try to make sure that your distribution channel across India is actually well stocked during this time. Just to understand about your distribution channel right now, what is the overall distribution channel network right now from Hitachi?
See, as we speak today, we have 52 dealers spread across the length and breadth of this country. We have also the SAARC nations as a part of our territory. So we have one dealer in Nepal, one dealer in Bangladesh, Bhutan, and one in Nepal. So these are our dealers across the
Nothing
length.
Sri Lanka?
Sri Lanka, we have a Hitachi distributor who works for us also,
Okay.
but not a direct dealership of Tata Hitachi. This is as far as our dealer network is concerned. Number of dealers. Then we have more than 275 plus touch points
Hmm.
of where through whom we reach out to our customers across the length and breadth of the country. The target is that we that the driver for our distribution strategy is that every 50 kilometers we should have a touch point closer to the customer. We started the dealerships somewhere back in 95, 96. So we have some of those founding dealers still working, and who have grown over the years with us. We have dealers who have onboarded us since then, and spread across the country. The total service network with the service team with these dealerships would be close to about 2,000 personnel. Sales would be about more than 300, 350 personnel. So this is the feet on street, as we call them. They are the ones who carry Tata Hitachi on their shoulders to the customer's office.
Okay. And when it comes to the mining division, is it also through the dealers or it is through a dedicated team of people?
Mining equipment sales is largely run by the Tata Hitachi team, because that's a very, very specialized sale. It's a project sale than an equipment sale. And most of the mining customers today also buy they have now finally understood. It took us a lot of years to for the customers to appreciate that there is merit in buying a support package for the mining equipment, so that the entire maintenance of the equipment is offloaded to the OEM. We were the first to start those packages in India, and now it is a very, very well accepted business model. So the full maintenance contracts and all those support packages are also run by the Tata Hitachi, because we have a dedicated team stationed at the customer sites for these projects. All those non FMC machines, mining equipment, spare parts are procurement still happens through our dealerships, but otherwise the machine sales and service is through the Tata Hitachi network.
Right. Okay. So now coming to the last one. So what is your broad understanding about how this Excon 2023 is going to help the industry? So you mentioned about earlier that there could be 15-20% overall growth for the financial year. So that would have really happened even without the Excon, or you feel that Excon actually will add something to this?
Uh, just like the point we discussed about the OEM's ROI.
Hmm.
So the same thing I think is applicable here also,
Okay.
because as I said, uh, the excavator growth rate currently at about 10% YOY basis. Uh, Backhoe loader growth at 30% YOY basis uh, will make sure that the year ends on a positive note.
Hmm.
Excon, if at all, may prepone and postpone some of these purchases, but then I think overall the demand drivers in the market in terms of the government spend, the new
Hmm.
projects being announced, whether it is roads, whether it is railways, whether it is water supply missions, irrigation projects, solid waste management, all these itself I think are making sure that the industry has a robust growth. Excon definitely will bring in a lot of buzz into the market. I think
Hmm.
the role where Excon, the role played by Excon is in terms of creating that small energy enthusiasm that gets injected into the system. I think that
Right.
is the role which Excon plays, and that I'm sure this Excon also will play its role in terms of creating the much needed push.
And on a lighter note, I think all the CFOs will be very happy to spend that money because the industry will anyway grow.
True, true, true.
Yes. Yes, I think it was fantastic talking to you to get a understanding your insight about the industry and also the overall insight about Hitachi's operation. And I'm sure we will have a very, very successful Excon 2023 for Hitachi as well as for the entire industry. Thank you for investing your valuable time for this conversation and looking forward to meeting you in person in Bangalore.
Thank you, Dr. Mishra. It was a pleasure to connect with you on this platform. There is a lot of excitement within Tata Hitachi, and with whatever customer interactions we have had, everybody is looking forward to engaging on the Excon platform. So we are all excited about it, and definitely we are looking forward to a very successful event. Successful for all the OEMs, successful for the industry, and all the stakeholders who will be connecting there. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
having
Thank
Tata
you.
Hitachi on your platform.
Thank you. Pleasure is mine, sir. Great honor to host you.
Thank you.